Zacian Crown Form, Suicune, and Landorus Incarnate were almost able to top cut the LA Regional Championship, and we're going to be trying out this team and seeing how well it can perform. This is a team that mainly focuses on Zacian that got top 16 at the LA Regional Championship. Interpret Sword is very nerfed compared to Generation 8 when it would activate whenever Zacian switched in, but now only activates once per battle, which means you only get one attack boost per battle. So you got to think about when you send in the Zacian and how much can you get from Zacian afterward. With Zacian being one of the faster restricteds, with the crown form is actually a base 148, so it is one of the fastest restricteds out there, just underspeeding the Calyx barely. So it is still a really strong fast option that can hit, outspeeds a lot of Pokemon such as opposing Chien-Pao, there's Koraidon, Miraidon, so it can hit pretty hard, especially with the fairy coverage that it has. Behemoth Blade still really nice because of the Tera Fairy. Of course, Iron Head on the screen right now, but it does transform into Behemoth Blade when the Zacian does have the sword attached to it in battle. And close combat does do a lot of damage, and paired with this Zacian Chien-Pao we saw get top 4 at that regional championship as well with the Zacian Chien-Pao combo. It's just a very fast, hard-hitting duo with really great coverage from Chien-Pao, having that ice coverage that helps out against Zacian weaknesses like the ground Pokemon that really Zacian does not appreciate. And then Sucker Punch for the ghost types, Sacred Sword for double fighting coverage, especially since Incineroar is a pretty common Pokemon. It is very nice with that Sword of Ruin, helps supporting the Zacian that's also boosted, allowing it to do more damage. Even if it doesn't have that boost, if it has to switch out, can still do quite a bit. This team also has Incineroar, which is a nice staple because it's a great Pokemon to pivot into, which allows Zacian to switch in and get its boost potentially more safely because you do have that pivot option. This one being U-turn because it's an Assault Vest option, able to help out against Calyx Shadow Rider, take moves from like Terapagos and a few others like Miraidon a bit more comfortably. We have the Choice Scarf Landers, which is an interesting option, but Miraidon was a Pokemon that had a big target on its back, as well as Zamazenta, which is not an easy Pokemon to deal with Zacian, even though close combat does do a lot of damage. You do have Sacred Sword on the Chien-Pao, but it's still a little bit difficult. But that Choice Scarf on the Landers, really able to help threaten, for instance, Zamazenta and either force a Tera, and if it does Tera, you still have Sludge Bomb for some decent damage if they were the Tera Grass set. And it does help out against Miraidon, probably one of the Pokemon that really stood out, and being able to always threaten them with the Earth Power or Santa Storm was great. And that Tera ground coverage to make up for the fact that you don't have the Life Orb set because you're running that Choice Scarf, but still hits pretty hard with that Sheer Force. Whimsicott to help out with Tailwind support because you do want some speed control, especially if you're facing Miraidon, which is pretty common that it also has Tailwind, as well as Calyx Shadow Rider. You still want to match Tailwind and have some speed control. Finally, we have Suicune, and the big thing about the Suicune set is the move Mist. And what Mist does is it prevents any stat drops from happening from your side of the field for 5 turns, and that's really crucial for Intimidate especially, and it can affect Parting Shot and a few other moves which Zacian does not appreciate. Doesn't affect your own moves like Close Combat that lower your own stats, but being able to reduce the stat lowering moves of your opponents can be really crucial because with Zacian no longer able to get multiple Interpret Swords throughout the battle, you still want to make sure that the Zacian can do a lot of damage and would likely not be negated by just an instant or a switch in. So having that Mist option is really nice support for the Zacian if you are dealing with Incineroar, one of the most common Pokemon in the format. And then it still has water coverage that can hit Pokemon like fire types that Chien-Pao and Zacian don't appreciate. Helps out against Calyx Ice Rider because it's able to wall out, stall a few turns of Trick Room because Calyx Ice Rider not exactly the Pokemon that can do that much damage to it, as well as you can fish for Scald Burns. And Calm Mind can be very punishing if your opponent plays too passive against the Suicune. If you would like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. Miraidon, Farigiraf, Cobalion, not Iron Crown's Cobalion, Blood Moon Ursaluna, Chien-Pao, Entei. Now Entei is actually a pretty rough mon for me to handle. That's not going to be easy. No Whimsicott on this team is actually kind of insane. All right, how do I want to play against this? Landorus is really good against this team. I mean, really good. They don't have any ground immunities whatsoever or resist. I will bring out the Landorus. Yeah, who I'm partnering with it is a good question. I'm thinking like Miraidon shouldn't lead here. They lead Miraidon. I think Suicune's pretty good against everything that isn't a Miraidon lead. I like Xianpao plus Zacian in the back. Incineroar's not really necessary, I think, against this team. Other than against the Xianpao, it'd be helpful. The Whimsicott, I don't really need the speed control if they don't have tail in themselves. The Iron Crown is what's or not Iron Crown, the Cobalion is what's confusing me. I hope we see it because like I don't know what I'm expecting from a Cobalion. I don't know if we'll actually see it though. Maybe it will help out in this matchup, but I kind of doubting it unless it's their form of speed control. I know Cobalion gets like Thunder Wave and stuff, so maybe that could be it, but we'll see. We will see. Because Landorus is just so threatening to them. We're going to see the Entei and the Miraidon against my Suicune and Entei. So a little bit awkward here because they do have Tera normal extreme speed as a threat. I am just going to attempt to Earth Power. Should I Sans here? I kind of want to go greedy. It is greedy, but I do want to cover Miraidon on the switches. So, you know, I'm going to go for a Sans here Storm. I want to Calm Mind or do I want to Scald? If I could get a Scald and get a burn, that would be really nice. Like I could burn the Xianpao on the switch. I think I should Scald the Entei though, because Entei is a big threat. I wonder. Well, I could just Earth Power because they might think they could Volt Switch. They actually go for an extreme speed into the Lander. Oh, it's Scarf. That's your Scarfmon. Not expecting that one. All right. Landorus goes down, which is nice. I am able to get a free Scald off into the Entei. That's a Sylvest Entei. All right. Was not expecting it to be Scarf on the Miraidon. All right. That's going to change things. We will bring in our Zacian. Close combat should knock out Entei easily. I can go for the Scald in the upcoming turn. The question is, like, how dangerous is it going to get afterward? Do I need to tar down the Entei now? I guess I don't have to tar down the Entei now. I guess I could protect here and just Scald the Miraidon, which is switching out. Was not expecting Scarf on the Miraidon, though. We are going to see the Miraidon retreat, which is not too surprising here. Is this Xianpao? No, we actually do see the Cobalion. Electric Seed Cobalion. We protect our Zacian. They do Sacred Fire like I anticipated. Is this Body Press Cobalion? Because that's what's actually scaring me. Scald Burn would be really nice. Very nice. All right. I don't think Cobalion's going to be as much as an offensive threat now, which is great. I'm going to go for a close combat into the Entei. I'm just going to set up a Calm Mind if I can. Yeah. The Miraidon's still going to be scary, but I guess Choice Scarf is a lot less scary than like a Choice Specs variant. So I will close combat the Entei, try to pick up the knockout now. They might go for the extreme speed, which is fine. The problem is we are taking defense drops, and the Cobalion gonna have free reign to do whatever, like a Thunder Wave or anything they really want to accomplish. We will get a close combat off, get rid of the Entei. That was a huge threat to Xianpao, especially with the extreme speed priorities. So it's a nice knockout. What are you doing with the Cobalion? Body Press. Okay, just getting chip damage on Zacian. That's fair. Have a Calm Mind. Okay. Also, that Scald damage was pretty nice because that Body Press actually did do a lot. I guess it is Electric Seed giving it the boost, but jeez. All right, Miraidon coming back in. If you Volt Switch, trying Trying to figure out the play here. They haven't Tera yet, which is the concern. They should target down the Zacian, but if they go greedy and target the Suicune, they're actually in a really rough spot, I think, because I want to get a play rough off in the slot, and I think I want to Calm Mind up again. Yes. We're gonna see a Tera come out for my opponent. This could be Tera probably on the Miraidon. Let's see, who are you aiming for? Yep, it is Tera Electric on the Miraidon. So this might be a target in a Suicune with Electro Drift. Electro Drift would do a lot of damage here. They Volt Switch into... They target Suicune. Okay, I don't think this knocks out. Yeah, barely didn't knock out, but it didn't knock out, which is a huge thing. Okay. Kind of wish I went for skull damage now, because unfortunately it's not going to matter too much. We're going to see the... Okay, the Chien-Pao come in. This play rough comes out into the Chien-Pao, brings it down to Focus Sash. So I'm kind of glad I made an aggressive play here, but this might still be a body press into the Zacian. Oh, they double up the Suicune. They took Rocky Helmet damage, which was really nice, actually. All right. This endgame's so weird. All right, we bring out the Chien-Pao. Oh, this is really, really weird. So they're going to always keep terrain up for sure. I kind of want to double protect because I want to scout for what they are going to try to do. They might also protect the Chien-Pao and try to sack Cobalion here so they get a free switch. The reason I want to double protect, it's just the thing is, it's going to come down to if they're able to break my Sash in time, I think. I think that's what this game comes down to. It also might come down to discharge on the... It might be discharge on the... What's it called? The... Miraidon with the Choice Scarf in the back, so I might just lose anyway. If they hard swap into Miraidon, they're crazy, but that does allow them to win the game. But yeah, they're not going to risk their win con. Perfect. So I get more burn damage, so I get a little bit of time to stall. This might put the Cobalion into range of play rough because of the Sword of Ruin. I shard into the Chien-Pao. Body press also in the Chien-Pao. Okay. I think they're trying to go for an endgame discharge. Maybe they have Dazzling Gleam. That also... Well, if it's Dazzling Gleam, then they lose to Zacian. Am I max speed on the Chien-Pao? I am. I think I'm willing to go for Sucker Punch and risk it. And I will go for Play Rough into... Did I Play Rough or did I Close Combat? No, I'm going to go... I should Close Combat anyway. Yeah, let's Sucker Punch. All right, so we are able to pick up the knockout into Chien-Pao. Perfect. Close Combat's going to pick up the knockout into the Iron Crown. And now it's a 2v1 position against the Miraidon. I'm pretty sure the discharge is coming out. I think it's just going to come down to Tera's hitting the move. I don't know if the double up will KO, but we'll see. There's no reason to protect the Zacian this upcoming turn. If it's Dazzling Gleam, I don't think it picks up the knockout in the Zacian. I could be wrong, but... Let's see. Tera doesn't help me this turn. I am just going to double protect. Because I get to just scout from what Miraidon does. We know it's Choice Scarf, so it's locked into move. Alright. This should be Discharge. Unless you don't have it. Yeah, okay. Pretty much what I anticipate. I also don't know if Icicle Crash and the Sucker Punch KOs, which is also another big problem. But yeah, I mean, we just got to go for attacks, right? Play Rough, Icicle Crash. There's really nothing to think about here. It's just, do we KO the Miraidon? I guess I should have suspected something when they didn't have speed control. I didn't think... Scarf for Miraidon. Was not expecting that one. Discharge. Yeah, with Tera Electric, I just don't think that close combat would have mattered. Brings me down to focus sash on Chien Pao. All right, it doesn't look like we got parried. That's very fortunate. We do land Icicle Crash. Looks like I don't think Sucker Punch is KO, unfortunately. No reason to. I'm just gonna Sucker Punch. I think it's gonna live barely. Yep. Close, but not enough. Is there anything that changes game? I guess I should have Tera. I guess I what? If I Tera Darked my Suicune, it did change. Did it change anything? Did I live the Body Press plus Volt Switch combo? I would have needed to seen that foresight like way ahead of time. Yeah, otherwise I don't think any of these like truly mattered. Yeah, like I think that was the only like slight difference, because that meant I could have taken a knockout with Suicune, and that might have been able to swing things a little bit around, because they wouldn't have been able to lock in the discharge in the end game, because they would have been, because I would have doubled up the well, the thing is I did Calm Mind that turn too. I would have needed to Skull, double up the Chien Pao and Tera Dark that turn, I think, to win. But yeah, I was hoping that Chien Pao could clean it there. Did not. Kyogre, Landorus Incarnates, the Overquill, Volcarona, Rillaboom, and Tornadus. All right, the Team Henry Rich used to get top 8 at NIC, which is concerning. The damage output that they have is pretty tough. I do want to bring the Chien Pao. Chien Pao is really strong against their team. Zacian's not too bad. I do want to go with the Chien Pao plus the Whimsicott for sure. The problem is their Landorus is actually very tough for me to handle. I don't exactly have great answers to their Landorus. Depends on who I think they're bringing. I think they're bringing the Landorus. I think they're bringing the Tornadus. Probably the Kyogre. And the last Pokemon, it could be Overquill. I don't think Volcarona's ever coming this match. I don't think Volcarona's like necessary against my team. It's not terrible, I guess. Rillaboom's also like an awkward mod because they might need it for the Suicune. I think I bring Suicune into the Zacian. I don't really like Incineroar in this matchup. It doesn't really do too much here, especially against Tera Ghost on the Kyogre, so would prefer not to bring that mon out. If they lead Double Genie, this works out. If they lead Torn Ogre, it's awkward but playable. A Kyogre Overquill is not a lead I was anticipating. All right. So I will lead Whimsicott plus the Chien Pao. I do want to just double protect and scout for what they're going to try to accomplish, because Overquill was not in my expectation range. But yeah, we can double protect and see what they're trying to go for here. Interesting to see the Overquill lead. Do I have to Tera? The problem is they probably do get double knockout the following turns. No Tera on their side, which makes sense. We will double protect. Is it Landorus Torn in the back, I guess? Acid Spray into the Whimsicott. Okay, so if they're turning down the Whimsicott, they don't knock out the Chien Pao. I wonder which one they think I'm Sash. Maybe they think I'm Sash on the Whimsicott and like Life Orb on the Pao, because they go for Water Spout, which is fine. I'm gonna go for Sucker Punch into the Kyogre, I suppose. Because after the Overquill takes one Life Orb, I think it actually will go down to his Zacian attack easily. Or maybe not easily. It has pretty decent defense and HP. It's just his special defense is really bad. I'm going to Sucker Punch the Kyogre though. And I'm going to just Tailwind. And protect the Kyogre, which makes sense because I was going to go on the offensive initiative this turn. But that's fine. I assume they're trying to get rid of the Whimsicott then, because if they don't get rid of Whimsicott, I Encore the Kyogre the next turn, which is really weird for them. Acid Spray, does this KO? It does not actually. So that means I can Encore the Kyogre, which means they should switch out. And if they're switching out, I do like the idea of Icicle crashing the Kyogre, because they don't have an Ice switch in other than Volcarona. And I do want to Moonblast that slot. I could also Encore if I really want to be safe. But I think I'd rather take initiative with an Icicle Crash Moonblast combination. All right. Not too bad, not too bad. Because they might think that, oh, the Sucker Punch might be coming again because that's their best move to hit the Kyogre. So ideally, we would be able to get a good hit into whatever is switching in here. They could also be expecting me to Encore the Kyogre and just attack the Overqwell. So they might just switch out the Kyogre this turn, but they might choose to stay in. They actually go for a double protect in case that I did try to Encore lock them. I guess this kind of works because the Sucker Punch wouldn't have done anything. I still get damage on the Kyogre at the end of the day. A Moonblast will be fired off, so I do get some damage in the Kyogre, which is actually pretty big damage. Acid Spray once again, but yeah, I think that's all right. They've taken more damage with the Overqwell. I haven't lost my Sash on the Qianpao, which is actually really nice. I'm going to go out in the Zacian. Yeah, no reason not to go in the Zacian. Get my attack boost. They might stall out the last turn. Well, I have 2 turns of Tailwind, so this is fine. Do I want a Sucker Punch or do I want to do something else here? I kind of just want to Icicle Crash the Overqwell and just go for a Play Rough into the Kyogre, and I think that's all right. They're going to retreat the Kyogre, so whatever's coming in is taking a Play Rough. Don't tell me you have Volcarona, because, yeah, I didn't think you should have Volcarona back. We're going to see Rillaboom come in, which going to be eating a Play Rough, which is still pretty big damage. Icicle Crash will also hurt the Overqwell quite a bit. Oh, they go for a Tera, so they're going for the Tera Poison because they thought I was going to Play Rough the Overqwell and maybe Sucker Punch the Kyogre. That's their, looks like their line thought process here, but it works out for me because I didn't want to risk the Kyogre somehow surviving a Sucker Punch, so I felt this was worth it. Interesting. Oh, we actually just KO'd a Rillaboom player. That's insane, actually. That's their biggest answer to my Suicune Gone, so I'll definitely take that. Icicle Crash does connect with the Overqwell. I thought that missed for a second. Huge damage to Overqwell, as you see. And, you know, Icicle Crash being Icicle Crash, we do get the flinch. Granted, like, I guess they were going to break the Sash on Qianpao. As long as they didn't get Gunk Shot Poison, I think it was okay. Volcarona comes in. Good thing I had a Suicune in the back. Also, this... Oh, Volcarona doesn't have, if I'm not mistaken, it doesn't have fire move. It's Bug Buzz. So I should be generally safe. I think I'm just going to protect the Qianpao. And I might as well just go for the Behemoth Blade into the Volcarona. Because these Pokemon just don't damage here. They're probably going to protect Overqwell on the last turn, Tailwind and Bug Buzz. That's what I would expect. They could don't protect here, which is fine as well. So Behemoth Blade into the Volcarona. Okay, I was about to say that's a lot of damage. Okay, I get a crit. They get Flame Body, sure. Which is very fair. As long as I was getting big damage to Volcarona to set up, I was like pretty safe. And now I think I pretty much lock it up here. Rain does fade away. But yeah, I just go for Behemoth Blade pretty safely. I think I'm gonna target. Do I want to target the Overqwell? Probably. Overqwell's like the only big damage dealer here. I'm gonna Icicle Crash the Volcarona. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm gonna Icicle Crash the Overqwell. I'm gonna Behemoth Blade actually to Overqwell too, because I don't think they're gonna go for a double protect in this situation. They could go Kyogre for the Volcarona slot, but I don't think that's really that important here. They could switch out on a Kyogre too. I did debate about that and thought about going for the player up, but I didn't think I have to. Kyogre gonna come in. Are they gonna protect Volcarona so they could Rage Power the following turn? That could be an option. Yeah. All right. So got one of the better calls right. We are able to get a Behemoth Blade off into the Kyogre. Icicle Crash might pick up the knockout. That looks really close. Okay, it does pick up the knockout. So they're going to have Weather back, but I'm pretty sure just because it, A, Qianpao has Sash. B, I still don't know how they're touching the Zacian. Even though they had Volcarona, which was one of the better answers to Zacian, they don't have a fire move on this team. So I don't have to worry about it offensively. Overqwell going to come in. I mean, I just protect because I don't worry about the Overqwell. There's nothing to worry about Overqwell. I'm just gonna Behemoth Blade the Volcarona, I suppose. Volcarona might go for a double protect, but they actually protect with Overquill, which ends up working out perfectly for me because I did target down the Volcarona. Unless they're double protecting, but I just don't see a reason why you would ever double protect. You kind of have to make a play here if you want to try to even get back in the game. But it looks like I've just been getting them on every turn. Volcarona just goes down to that Behemoth Blade, and now the Overquill is isolated. No Rage Powder protection anymore, so I can actually just threaten the Sucker Punch into the Overquill, pick up the knockout there, and yeah, that was rough for my opponent. Definitely very rough for my opponent. The crit was very nice into their slot. Them not getting the double attack with the Kyogre was beautiful. And I was just able to, I guess, keep getting turns right. I felt like I didn't need to make any super aggressive plays. And it just ended up making a safe play. And then it just ended up really working out because they kept protecting on the slot I would just not go into. And then when they did attack, it's like when I got them. So yeah. Calyx, Ice Rider, Tinglu, Amoonguss, the Sinisha, King Gambit, and Entei. What am I looking at here? Okay, don't know what I should really say because you got some pretty big threats, I suppose. This is going to be scary. I do want to lead. I think Suicune plus Chien-Pao is pretty solid. I don't want to lead Incineroar, give that King Gambit a boost. I don't want to lead Zacian and have to switch out immediately. I think Incineroar is going to be really good and Zacian in the back. Landers is okay, but doesn't really like dealing with the Trick Room here. Whimsicott, not really that great. Can't really do any damage to the team, and Tailwind's not helping out here. The Whimsicott's under pressure against everything on the team realistically. I think I'm forced to block into those four. This is one heck of a team, I'll say that much. I'm like, what is double grass Calyx Ice? We'll find out, I suppose, with an Entei. Let's find out what they're going to lead here. Going to be the Calyx Ice Rider and Entei. All right, that's not like too surprising from my opponent. You bring out the Suicune and the Chien-Pao. Do I want to go for a burn chance immediately into the position? I guess is a question. I think this is a safe Calm Mind with the Suicune. Do I need to Calm Mind or should I just fish for burns? I feel like fishing for burns might be better. I'm gonna Calm Mind though. I think I still want to get a Calm Mind up, and I'm gonna go out into the Incineroar because I don't want my Suicune to get heavily damaged if they decide to target it. Unfortunately, we are risking the fact that they do have a chance to, because Chien-Pao's a frail Pokemon, they could go for like a Stomping Tantrum into, or High Horsepower into the slot immediately. Calyx Ice actually switching out immediately, which is an interesting pick. What are they switching into? Amoonguss for that slot, huh? Okay. Sacred Fire for the burn chance. Okay, that's perfect. Because I do get a Calm Mind. All right. I would say a pretty good turn. They don't have Intimidate, so I think I would like to double up the Amoonguss if I can. They might protect the Amoonguss, which I think I have to accept, but not much I can do. I think I'm just going to go for a Scald anyway, and I'm just going to... I guess I could Fake Out and Calm Mind again. Getting a +2 would be better than getting nothing, I suppose. Yeah, I do want to Fake Out the Amoonguss. Might as well just get +2 so the Skulls are doing a bit more consistent damage. The Entei going to retreat here into Calyx. Sure. Did they give me the Amoonguss? Ah, I could have got the Amoonguss. All right. Rocky Helmet on the Amoonguss confirmed. That was acceptable. Calm Mind going to come out. I could double up the Calyx if I want to. Scald Flare Blitz would do a lot. I don't think it picks up the knockout. But I really want to get rid of the Amoonguss. Like, Amoonguss is so annoying to my team. So I'm just going to attempt to Scald and Flare Blitz the Amoonguss. Let's see if this is going to be the right call. I would really like the KO on Amoonguss if I can. They got to be scared of Calyx Ice also getting doubled up because Scald Flare Blitz would do a lot of damage to the Cali Ice. Nice. So they're just going to go for a Spore and whatever they want to do with Cali, I suppose. And that's great. I get rid of the Amoonguss. Getting rid of that Amoonguss helps out so much because it allows Suicune to actually get Scalds off. And I don't have to worry about getting Spored under Trick Room, which is probably like one of the biggest threats I have to worry about in this game. You go for high horsepower, which is A. All right. All right. They do get the Chilling Nay boost, though. I'm going to go Zacian in now because I don't have to worry about Amoonguss redirecting with Rage Powder. I guess it's going to come down to what Tera or Calyx Ice Rider is. I feel like it's got to be Fire. Like, seems really rough it's not Tera Fire. The Entei going to come in, which is A-okay. I'm going for Scald into the Entei slot, and I'm just going to Protect because I don't want to risk Sacred Fire Protect from their slot. I don't have a defensive Tera on the Zacian, unfortunately, here. That could help out. If I was like Tera Water, I would definitely be in a amazing position, but let's see what their Tera is because they do Tera. Should be the Cali Ice. All right, what Tera are you? Water, Fire. Water makes it trickier. I'm hoping that they attacked and didn't Trick Room, but we'll see. We do Protect with the Zacian. They could fire attempt into the Zacian slot. Plus 2 Scald into Entei picks up the knockout. All right. So was not expecting that knockout, but I'll take it. Trick Room comes out though. All right. We got to stall out Trick Room. Yeah, they also have one more Pokemon. But they can't Tera. Is this Sinistra? It is Sinistra. Zacian, if this was a bulky Zacian, high horsepower would not KO, but yeah, that's not going to be the case here. I got to get Snarl off. I think I always want to go Chien Pao. Because even if I have to give the Sword of Ruin, I think it's still better. Than losing the Zacian. High horsepower and a Chien Pao. I don't mind if Sinistra takes that knockout because that still means that they didn't get the boost. Alright. They crit my Chien Pao, sure. And the Snarl will lower that special attack on the Sinistra. Good damage, but it's not 2 KO, which is the unfortunate part for me. I don't know. Suicune could win this theoretically. It's just looking really rough. Going for a Snarl, and I'm going to go for Protect. Yeah. Because I don't know who you're targeting though. I feel like you should always target down the Zacian with the Calyx. But we'll see. Because the Zacian Protector might be a bit too obvious. But I still think that Zacian is the biggest threat. They go for Glacial Lance. Oh, if they went for offense there would have been great. I guess they're trying to cover for Tera specifically. So we can take so much damage. Gotcha. Be nice for a dodge. Maybe I should have went for a Scald Burn actually in the Calyx. I think that would have been safer. I think a Scald Burn into Calyx would have been better. Snarl. Now I just gotta hope that either we dodge with Zacian, I suppose. I could hope for the double too. Mango Berry is really bad for me. But yeah, I'm gonna Scald and go for the Play Rough, I suppose. I'm gonna not go for the Tera just in case. I was power in a Suicune actually. So they take the knockout on Suicune. Gotcha. I think it just depends on like what this Sinistra's moveset is. The heal. No burn, Play Rough. Not bad damage. Just Stellar Tera wasn't going to take the knockout. Are you life due? Oh, they actually... I mean, here's the thing. There's a bunch of different plays they have, and it all depends on their moveset. High horsepower, plus life dew, double trick room, so they reverse their own trick room. Rage powder. Like, I think so many of the options I just lose to. High horsepower. I mean, they're giving me outs. Scald. Wait. Okay, Scald, Matcha, Gotcha. That's actually huge that they revealed Scald to me. Are you Trick Room? I'm going for a Stellar Tera. Oh, I should have went for Behemoth Blade actually into the Sinistra. This is dumb. We're going for the Play Rough. Yeah, this Play Rough was a dumb decision. It might even not knock out because Sinistra is just bulky and we don't have the +1 anymore. Protect Trick Room. I knew that they were going to protect Calyx, so that was very likely. We do it to Play Rough. Does this KO? Oh my goodness. I had this. I literally had this. I got the read right and I just made the one error and I'm like, oh, why? My brain was like, go for Play Rough here always. I'm like, why did I not go for Behemoth Blade? I just won. I mean, now our out is we dodge high horsepower. I feel like they could just Glacial Land Scald and be safe. Wait, they had Rage Powder. Wait, why did you just... Wait, that they drew? What? Okay, I guess their logic for not going for Rage Powder is in case I was Tera Grass. They didn't know what my Tera was. So if I had Tera Grass on the Zacian, maybe they thought I was going to go for Tera Grass Play Rough and ignore the Rage Powder option from the Sinistra, which is why I thought, oh, Trick Room could definitely be an option here from the Sinistra. I should have went for the... That's why they protected the Calyx. I should have just Behemoth Blade. By Behemoth Blade, I won. Because I could go for close combat afterward with the Stellar Tera and pick up the knockout. That was so silly of me. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go over to games. In game 1, the Choice Guard Miraidon caught me by surprise, but something I should have felt was off when their team was very limited in speed control. I would have needed to known that it was Choice Guard for counterplay, or needed to Tera Dark my Suicune earlier and hoped it would have lived the Volt Switch body press double up and fire off a Skull to eliminate the switch, which was Xianpao, because otherwise I don't think I had a shot, because it did allow them to lock into Discharge, unfortunately. In game 2, the lead and start were not what I expected after a rough beginning, but I was able to start getting turn after turn right that was able to swing the momentum into my favor. In game 3, Tera Water Calyx Ice was just really tough to break through. I might have had a better chance if I fished for Scald Burns onto the Calyx Ice instead of going for Snarls into the Sinistra. I did have a chance to win the game if I didn't click Play Rough and went for Behemoth Blade on my intuition of Calyx going for the Protect that turn, because I didn't reveal the Tera. They were still scared of Tera Grass knocking it out, so they couldn't go for Rage Powder. And I had this suspicion in the back of my mind, but I clicked the wrong move. I went for Play Rough. Behemoth Blade actually KO'd. A bit of a rough showcase for the team, as I have played with this team for 3 hours. How have I not fought a single Incineroar on ladder? You are actually shocked, but I have been playing for 3 hours with this team. I did not fight a single Incineroar, but I did have some crazy games, especially the last one where I thought that was a really funny throw looking back at it. But I cannot believe I didn't fight an Incineroar when using Zacian. I don't get it. Like, so Suicune wasn't able to use Mist, unfortunately. It was still able to do a bit of work though, but I cannot believe I didn't fight a single Incineroar. But if you did enjoy the team and you want to try out Mist Suicune and see if you fight an Incineroar that you can block the Intimidate and Parting Shots from, be my guest. The rental code is on your screen. Hopefully it's still available by the time the video is released. If you want to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked down below in the description. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.